All right, what's going on, everybody? So, I had some people asking about our event that's next week, which is the Battle Buddy Throwdown. All right, so first off, it's a 24-hour event, so it's a longer one. Um, Teams of two, so you get to sign up with a friend. You guys basically work together throughout the whole event. We do pair up some teams together during some bigger movements, but for the most part, you'll be working with your buddy throughout the whole event. Um, it's basically sort of like a throwdown, but a little more team orientated, right? So, um, the way it breaks down for the workouts, you'll have a rep count essentially for your team, and you will go through and you will do however many reps needed for your team to finish the workout. So, if we had a workout where it's, I don't know, like 130 reps of some exercise, you guys break it down however you want. If it's an exercise you're not good at and your teammates better at, they can do more reps. Um, we had in Dallas, for instance, there was sometimes certain exercises that just were not ideal for some people as far as overhead work goes and things like that. And their teammate covered all the overhead work while the other person did the majority of the other work. So, if there's an exercise that doesn't work for you, as long as your teammate's able to do it, they can carry the load on that aspect, and then you carry it in another way, either later on in the event, or you could actually take all the reps for some other exercise in that workout. The other stuff that you guys would be doing is going to be team-based movements. So it could be two-person team movements. It could be we add teams together and you have two or three teams going against each other. It's just there's a whole bunch of different ways we can do that stuff. Could be just buddy carries. It could be wheelbarrows. It could be like a relay race, things like that. We also do tie in sort of the opportunity to use barbell stuff. So um, for some of the workouts, we'll do volume based, which means as a team of two, you need to basically hit a certain number of volume for an exercise. So I might have you do, say, sandbag bench press is the actual workout that you could use your sandbag for. But if you want, you can use barbells and you can then try to hit that volume number with a little heavier weight, essentially, with the barbell compared to just the sandbag. You'd be able to knock out more reps quicker. Barbell, you might be able to have more weight, not knock out the reps as fast, but you're covering more of that volume with that weight. And you can go, if you want to go, just one rep max. If you want to do one rep every 20 minutes or something like that, you could do that technically. But there's a fine line of where you want to fall to get the work done as fast as possible. When we do anything that's a workout, primary workouts, it goes for an hour. So there's never going to be, a time where, or sorry, for this one, it's an hour and 15 minutes. My bad. So hour, 15 minutes. So there's never a time where you have to feel like, man, I'm going to hold up the group or anything like that. It'll be an hour and 15 minutes. If everybody finishes before that, then there's a little more break time there. If everybody finishes, or doesn't finish, then, as far as points go for competitive division, there's no points awarded to anybody. It could be an exercise or a workout that we shift gears and say, all right, we're just going to go until everybody's done. Which I've done that before, depending on how far ahead we are on the timeline for things. So, if you're finishing things up as a team, everybody's moving really well. The weighted movements are going faster than I planned, or the distance movements are going faster than I planned. Then we have some wiggle room in there. So sometimes I'll throw that in there as a opportunity to get some people to finish those workouts. I think when we did Dallas, we probably covered close to 40 miles or so over this event in different ways. So we do not just rucking miles, we do coupon miles, we do slick miles, quarter miles of death miles. So, the quarter miles of doing certain exercises over and over for a quarter mile. So yeah, there's a lot of different aspects to this event. There is downtime. So about halfway point, we do have a solid chunk of time where you can eat a meal, take a nap, whatever you want to do. Tens of feet, whatever it is. And there is downtime between workouts and stuff like that too. So don't think that this is nonstop, go, go, go. There is downtime between the workouts and stuff because we do want you to recover. We want you to be ready for the next movement. We're not trying to drive you into the ground for a whole 24 hours. We want you to get, a good solid workout in, and it may drive you into the ground a little bit, but we want you to recover from that. So that's why we also say bring as much food, drink, electrolytes, bring a massage gun, bring a foam roller, bring, the leg things that squeeze to push, fluids back up. Whatever you want to bring, you can bring. And you can share it with people if you want to. That's totally your decision. But the goal is we want you to be ready for the next movement. We don't want you to be going into the next movement, feeling like you didn't get a break. So I'm actually looking at the schedule we had for the Dallas event just to make sure I cover all the things here. But yeah, it's there's AMRAPs too. So AMRAPs would be, as many reps as possible. So, we add the reps between the two individuals. Let's see here. If we can find a playground, we'll do a playground movement. Those are always fun. Some people like them, some people don't, but they're always fun because it's a little bit more problem solving. We do it typically towards the end of the event. So you have to sort of use your cognitive abilities at that point, which they're a little less capable than normal for you. But yeah, it's really a bunch of just, about 6 primary workouts. Similar to what we see with Cerberus, but Cerberus, we go back to back to back with those workouts. They're spaced out throughout the whole 24 hours. There's other movements and stuff too. 2-team turnarounds. Let's see, what else we got here. The second half, typically we try to do the volume based stuff. So again, that's going to be more associated with hitting a volume number rather than just, getting the reps all done. So you have to do a little bit of math to sort of figure out those volume numbers, but it's not too much. You can have your phone with you. That's totally fine too. Let's see. Looks like we did also, there's a Q mod in there. So Q mod basically is quarter mile of deaths. We do that with a Q mod 6 basically. So that's 6 movements that are a quarter mile. You go at your own pace as fast as you can go. So there's a 2-hour time cap on that. You don't have to, you can aim to be the first ever finisher of all 6 in under 2 hours. But the goal would be to make sure you're continuing on. And based on, as far as a team event goes, it'll be one of those things where, whatever number you guys get, if you get, say, for instance, you got 2 and your teammate got 3, then you got 5 points out of that. If another team got, 4, another person with 1, then they got 5 points as well. So it just depends on how many full quarter miles you move on that. Single block relay run. So a lot of relay stuff too. Just as far as the team stuff goes, it's a lot easier to do like, relay runs and things like that. Heavy movements, those are always in there. So you always have a heavy movement in our events. As far as downtime goes, I have, for instance, about 5 hours in or so, 6 hours in, we have 15-minute downtime. Halfway point, we have about an hour downtime. Around 4 p.m. on this one, we had another half hour of downtime. And there's always like 5 to 10 minutes usually between different movements too. So I'm never really pushing for you guys to move as fast as possible to get to the next thing. I like to read the situation. If you guys look like you need a little more break, then I'll usually let you guys have a little bit more of a break. If you guys look real fresh, then we're gonna, speed it up a little bit and get moving. But throughout the whole thing, also I'm coaching and stuff. I'm not, I'm not yelling at you or anything like that to, do stuff. If your form's off, I'll tell you. The competitive side of things, for competitive people, you have to meet a standard as far as form goes. You have to meet the standard as far as the reps and the movements go. That stuff we're a little more nitpicky on. There's no subbing in different exercise. If you can't do it, then, in this case, your teammate would have to cover those reps. there's no adjustments made where it's like, hey, can I have, a foam pad to use for my sit-ups or something. It's like nobody else is using a foam pad, so no, you can't. But at any time you guys feel like you're too pushed at that point to a point where you don't feel like you're going to finish the event, you can drop down to non-competitive. Non-competitive is sort of a leisurely fun time. Not really, but it'll push you. But we do adjustments. We do subs for different exercises. So if, I've had people who can't do sit-ups because they get vertigo, for instance. So, we sub something else in that place. If it's a, injury or something like that, that's around that you just can't do something, we'll just pick a different exercise. Or we'll modify if we have the ability to modify on the spot with some stuff with different equipment and things like that. We can do that as well. But yeah, in the end, you guys work together as your teams, and if you're competitive, then each thing has a point value to it as far as your movements and your workouts go, based on from top to bottom of finishing. And we got good works in on this too. So first place is going to get 2 boogie bags, 1 per person. We got some more gear with that as well. There's HDT stuff, Born Primitive discount codes. We got some of those. Mud gear socks too. So we got some cool sponsor stuff that we'll be giving out for those top 3 teams at the end of the event. And we do have, at this point, we have, I believe, 4 competitive teams. So we should be good to go there, bearing that we don't lose a team to the, something else before this event. If during the event we lose a team and they drop to non-competitive, that doesn't change anything. It just means we have 1 less competitive team. So in the end, we could end up with only 1 competitive team and they win first place and we just don't have a second, third place. So yeah, if you guys have questions though, feel free to, you can shoot me a message on Instagram, HDT_events, or on Facebook, Heavy Drop Training, or email me at Brian@ClevelandAreaRuckingCrew.com is another option too. All right. Hopefully we'll see some of you guys out there. And if not, hopefully we'll be back and be able to get another event in here soon.